Hello, wonderful people of the internet. Sophia here, and today I'm going to talk about couchsurfing. Before I start, I'm sorry for this slide. I know it's kind of ghosty-like, but that's what I have, so let's get into it. What's couchsurfing, you ask? Couchsurfing is a wonderful invention, community, and the original idea is that when you're traveling, instead of staying in a hotel or hostel where you don't know anyone, you stay with someone who lives there. You sleep on their couch, or you sleep in an extra bed, or on the floor in a mattress, or whatever. So you get to know someone from the culture of the place that you're visiting. Hopefully you get to know maybe the kitchen of that particular culture. You get to know a little bit about how people live there and not just be a tourist. And on the other side of this, there is the host who gets to meet people from all around the world, doing interesting things together, making friendships. The whole thing is just amazing. I've served in different countries. I had wonderful experiences. There was only one time when it wasn't so nice, and I ended up leaving. That's always a possibility, so you have to be prepared. I learned that in the hard way. If you have not done it yet, but you want to, or you think about doing it, either hosting or surfing, there's a few things you should know. First off, you have to create a profile on courhsurfing.org. You have to fill out all the questions that they ask, or you don't have to, but I would advise you to do so. You should be honest, that's very important, because you want to meet other people who are kind of sort of similar to you, with all the cultural differences, of course. So, you fill out your profile, then you can start looking for people. If you want to surf, then you have to send requests. It's always best to plan it ahead. Find a host who you think you would get along well, and don't just go to someone who has a free couch because you don't have the money to stay in a hostel. If you don't have the money to stay in a hostel, then you should not be traveling, because you always have to have a backup plan, and a backup plan. What if something doesn't work out and you have to go to a hostel or a hotel or whatever your budget allows, and if you go there and they just closed, then you have to have another place to go, otherwise you will be wandering around the streets, and I can tell you from personal experience that that's not fun. When you're sending a request to someone who lives in the city that you want to visit, make sure to write something personal to let them know that you've read their profile and you have things in common, or there's something that particularly interests you in that person, because it increases the likelihood of them accepting your request. Don't feel bad about yourself if someone doesn't respond to you. It happens a lot. So, about safety. When I tell people that I can't surf alone, it's usually the first thing that they say, how it must be so dangerous. No, it's not dangerous. You have to be careful with certain things, but that's in every aspect of life. If someone's staying at your place and they make you feel uncomfortable, then tell them to leave. It depends on the situation. Of course, there are extremes when you have every right to kick them out immediately. Just know that they might not have a place to go. You can maybe give a few suggestions or hostels that they could stay at, so that they don't end up on the street at night. About money and sex. It's a general misconception among people who have never done couchsurfing that you have to offer something for your couch or bed or whatever to be able to stay there, either it being sex or money. No, you do not. If they ask for money, that's against the policy of couchsurfing, so you should not pay for it. Also, if they ask you for sex, that's prostitution. That's illegal in most countries of the world, as far as I know. So you should not do that either. Obviously, if you fancy someone who is hosting you, that's totally fine, and if you have sex, then go for it. Good for you. But if it's something that only one of you wants, then unfortunately that's not something that should be happening. You do not have to have sex with them in order to stay there. You do not have to pay for them in order to stay there. They are offering their couch for free. The hosts just do it because they like to have people around from other cultures. They want to practice their English or other foreign languages, whatever, and they want to help others. So to sum it up, if you want to do couchsurfing, create a profile, send a personal request, several of them probably, and if you don't feel safe, then leave. And have a wonderful experience, because that's probably what you're gonna get, and I don't think you'd ever regret it. I think it's a great concept and everyone should try it, because it's such an amazing experience that someone is helping you out who doesn't even know you, just because you need something that they have, it being a couch. Go ahead, let me know if you do couchsurf, let me know if you did couchsurfing and if they're hosted or served. I really want to hear all of your stories, so put them in the comment box or email them to me. If you like this video, then hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more of me talking about stuff, traveling and exploring the world, because that's what I do. And have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye!